Hey everybody, we are back for another very short tutorial. This is going to give you a very brief overview of the software Vectr. That is vectr.com. If you go to that website, it will allow you to work web-based, just like Photopea does. Different from Photopea, this is a vector-based program, so it is not pixel-based. Photopea does a lot of its functions, almost all of its functions, based on pixels. And that can be problematic if you ever try to enlarge your file or your image, because it will become pixelated, it'll lose resolution, it'll look blurry and bad pretty quickly. So I'm just going to go over a couple of the basics here that will allow you to get started on your assignment coming up. These are your toolbars, or the toolbar, excuse me. These are your tools. You can create a rectangle, click and drag. This is very similar to Photopea, click and drag. As soon as you release, it's going to pop up all of these, what they call filters, and these are just the settings. So for this one, I'm going to make this much lighter, and I'm also going to adjust the opacity. I'm going to give it a border. I'm going to adjust the border size a little bit, maybe bump it up. There we go. I will bring in a circle, and I want that circle to stay exactly circular, so I'm going to click and hold Shift, and that will make it nice and big. There we go. If I wanted to make it a precise size, I could type that in down here. There will be times in this upcoming project that you want it to be an exact size. So I'll just make it 150. And right now the proportions are locked. You can click this button if you don't want to do that. Maybe I will unlock it and make this an oval that is twice as tall as it is wide. There we go. Okay, so a couple other things. The pen tool, which works similar to the way that it does in Photopea, but not exactly, because I'm just clicking and tapping right now to create straight lines. If I click and drag, it will make a curve similar to how it does in Photopea. But the next one will give you kind of a preview of what that curve is going to look like. I'm just going to kind of close that out. If you hover over it, it'll turn blue. Click, and that opens up your options over here, your filters that you want to add the fill or adjust the border. You can also flip it vertically, flip it horizontally. You can adjust the order that you've got it. I'm going to actually reposition it on top of the rectangle, and I'm going to click and hold Shift so that I can also select the rectangle, and you'll see that this box grows to incorporate both of them. Now it's going to give you some options that says unite or add, and you can see what that does. Subtract, intersect, the only piece that will remain is where those two overlap each other, or exclude, which is the opposite, and it will leave everything except for the area that overlaps each other. All right, so those are some adjustments that you can make there. You can add text if you want. What I want you to do is experiment with this, play around with it before you start to look at the actual assignment. I'm going to unclick here because I don't want a color. I'm going to click here because I do want a border. There we go. And I'll leave the color for that one. But this should help you get started on the assignment in Canvas, as well as prepare you for the one that we're going to move on to that's going to take a little bit longer. First of all, this button here, snapping and grid, turn your snapping on. That's going to make it really helpful when you want to position something exactly in the center of your workspace, vertically or horizontally. You can see that it's kind of snapping to the center, or it's going to help you align it to something, some other element of your design. That's going to be really important. And when you're done, you're going to go to the export button, click download, because you don't have a profile, so you cannot like save it into the program. You're just going to download it for yourself. And you're going to choose a JPEG when you do that. Okay, for real this time. Have fun messing around with it, and I will see you guys later.